One.
Hi there. At winesearcher, I'm afraid Auckland is back in lockdown, so I thought to cheer myself up I might taste a couple of wines from the Alto Adige region of Italy, somewhere I visited a couple of years ago, to remind me of the beautiful scenery there, the towering mountains, the beautiful sunshine we had. So today we have a Pinot Blanc and a blended wine from Alto Adige to try, one from producer Alois Lageda and the other from a producer called Manicor. The wines we've got, if you want to come on in and have a look, are principally from the Val d'Adige. This is a map of the Alto Adige region, Sudtirol. There's Bolzano, principal town, and then the wines we have, Lageda, are from Magre here, and they also take wines from places like Epan and from Telano there, and then Manicor are based in Calton or Caldara, depending as to whether you're saying it in German or Italian, and some of this wine also comes from Telano here. So from this sort of slightly more southerly area, most of it south of Bolzano, maybe a slightly warmer area than, say, somewhere up towards the Brenner Pass here. Sort of the winery at Isarco up there makes a lot more sort of cool climate sort of styles of wine. So Alois Lageda 2018 Pinot Bianco and the Manicor Reserve de la Comtesse 2017. So just to try these wines, I'm hoping they're going to be a contrast. The Pinot Bianco, I think I said Pinot Blanco earlier, but anyway, Pinot Bianco, as the Italians would call it, Pinot Blanc, very sort of simple, quite neutral grape variety, beautiful sort of lunchtime wine. So the aromas, there's very little fruit aroma at all, to be honest. It's just neutral. There are aromas of the lees aging, slightly creamy perhaps, but also sort of quite mineral, almost a sort of a swimming pool or seawater sort of note there. Sort of just, I'm not making it sound very attractive there, but it's very simple, very neutral. To taste the wine, it's quite one-dimensional. The flavours are very pure running through. Just very neutral, slightly creamy texture, quite nice acidity. Pinot Blanc, it doesn't have high acid, but this has got enough that's keeping it fresh at the end that would make it a nice pair with a salad or something, or I could think of it with oysters or something like that, just as a simple neutral black backdrop that's providing a lovely freshness and acidity to my mouth. And the flavours, actually, because of that, are lasting a long time. They're not big, they're not powerful, but they're delicate and they're very pure. By comparison, the Reserve de la Comtesse, slightly darker colour. Neither of these are particularly dark wines. This wine is made, whereas the previous wine would have been fermented just in a stainless steel tank at quite cool temperature to preserve all its freshness. This wine is made to try and emphasise a bit more richness and ripeness. So the grapes have had a certain amount of skin contact before they were pressed, about 6 hours or so. It was fermented in oak, which will layer flavours onto that, and will allow some interaction with the air that will generate different flavours. Both these wines are biodynamic. The grapes are grown biodynamically. This wine, I know, is fermented with ambient yeasts, so the yeasts coming into the winery from the vineyard on the grapes, and instantly there's a lot more aroma. There's much more of a vinous note there. There are aromas of maybe a slight struck match minerality from sulfides, but also a sort of a slight pineapple-y richness, and cream and butter notes from the lees aging. They're probably stirring the lees to add fatness, to add gras to the wine as it's aged in barrel. tasting that much more mouth-filling. There are slight notes of sort of butterscotchy, maybe hinting of vanilla, toast. There's certainly a sort of a melted butter note to the flavours there. They're lasting well. This wine, I don't think I said, it's predominantly Pinot Blanc, about 60-70%. On top of that, to add a bit of weight, they've added some Chardonnay, and the final 10-15% will be Sauvignon Blanc, which is just giving a bit of a sort of a fresher, greener end to the finish, helping the acidity, because it's not quite as acidic as the pure Pinot Blanc, but much richer, rounder, more mouth-filling, possibly slightly higher in alcohol. But you know, again, the flavour's lasting really well because it's got nice acidity. The situation in the of the geography there enables producers to grow all these different grape varieties because they've got lots of different aspects, altitudes, soil types. So I mean, for instance, this wine, I think they say that it's from 2 vineyards, one in Calton and one in Tirol, and one is a heavy soil, it's clay, it will make the vines more vigorous and add weight to the wine. The other more free draining sand and the porphyry rock that they have there, and so devigorating the vine and adding more elegance, minerality, crispness to the style. So a nice combination of wines to make, a nice combination of wines from different vineyards to make a harmonious blend. 2 interesting wines, two I think lovely wines to complement food. The Pinot Blanc, obviously lighter, more of a sort of a simple, elegant lunchtime wine. The Manicore has the weight to accompany sort of river fish or white meat and that sort of thing. Yeah, an interesting pairing. All the best to you, whether you're in lockdown or whether you're free to roam as you wish. So cheers, everybody.